Sometimes math problems can be enough to make you scream. There is a man who has come up with a way to make math fun. News 8's Susan Chaparro joins us from Studio A with more. Good afternoon, Susan.
Good afternoon, Dick. It is a pleasure to be here. Did you hate algebra? Did your children get intimidated by it? Well, we're going to make it fun. We're going to meet a man who has developed a system that he calls Making Algebra Child's Play, hands-on equations. Let me welcome Dr. Henry Borenson to our show today. Thanks so much for being here. What a pleasure. Why, first off, are people so intimidated by mathematics in general and algebra?
Well, if you look at these equations, this equation looks like Greek, very abstract, very symbolic, very intimidating. So people look at this and just see, well, this is beyond me, and I cannot pursue a professional career and so on. So the symbols are really what's intimidating, what's frightening.
Why did you develop this system?
To enable children, all students, to experience success with algebra as early as the 3rd or the 4th grade.
Why do you think that's so important? So they can get into fields like mathematics or science or medicine?
The most important reason is really so that their self-esteem is enhanced, so they do not feel that there are areas they cannot go into, and they have a more proper preparation for later algebraic studies.
If you're like me, I'm a verbal person, so we're going to try this. We're going to show the system and just how it works for teachers, students, parents, anyone who wants to know. Go to it.
Okay, so the x's are represented by blue pawns. So when it says 4 x's, the student would set up 4 blue pawns up here. Then it says to add. Add means put on a 2, so the student would take a cube with the number 2, and we'll put it there. On the other side, it says 2 x's, so the students would take 2 blue pawns. And now it says plus 10, so that means we're now going to add a cube with the number 10. So what we're doing now is taking this equation, transforming it into this physical model. Both sides have the same value. That's what this equal sign means. So if I remove the same weight from each side, am I maintaining the balance?
Yes.
Okay, we will call this a legal move, okay?
All right.
So this is a legal move. The students are now doing physically exactly the same thing we would do in the 9th grade on a blackboard, but we're doing it physically.
So it allows them to see it right in front of them.
To see it and understand it. I can do another legal move. I can now take away a 2 value from this side, provided I take away a 2 value from this side. 2 from 10 gives you 8.
10, is that an 8?
And if both of these are 8, each one of these is going to be worth 4, because 4 and 4 is 8. So at this point, the 3rd or 4th grader would write down x equals 4. And in order to check the problem, the student would set it up one more time. 4x's plus 2 equals 2x's plus 10. Now, we said, I think, that x was 4. And if x is 4, we would have 4, 8, 12, 16. This side would have a value of 18. And when x is 4, 4, 8, 18. So when x is 4, both sides do balance. So an equation that's normally taught at the 7th, 8th, or 9th grade can in fact be learned by 3rd or 4th graders through this method, which is patented, which makes the concepts much easier to grasp.
Wow, and you're having great success with it, aren't you?
Yes, we finished this fall. We trained more than 2,000 teachers in 50 seminars throughout the country. The program is now used in more than 5,000 classrooms across the states. And it really will become the way that students will be introduced to algebra. In other words, once you see it this way, you cannot go back to the
blackboard.
You cannot do that. No.
Well, let's show folks in our audience a number if they're interested in getting this kit, which includes, as you said, the pawns and the little cubes and all of these other things and some other material. The number is 1-800-993-6284, and that's if you're interested. If you're a teacher, you can get them for your classroom, or a parent.
Yes. Now, what I have here is what the teacher uses in front of the classroom. Each of the students at his or her desk would have a flat balance and a smaller set of pawns and cubes. And so for home use, we do have a home set available.
Great. Well, I think I understand a little bit more of algebra. Thanks so much for joining us, Dr. Henry Borenson. What a great system.